No, I'm not.
And we're live on my end.
When am I never?
Yeah.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of D&D: The Lost Heart. Hang on, where am I getting audio for myself at? Is it?
I don't know, but we had that last stream too.
Yeah,
At
I
least
found it.
towards the middle.
I found my error with it. I had a. Apparently, my channel was live, just doing the stuffs and stuffs. But last session,
Yeah,
I think it was someone like echoing the session.
Could have been. It happens sometimes.
It does. We have scuff. We're humans. Except for me. I'm essentially God in here. It's okay though. Everything's
We're a little
fixed
special.
now. Welcome back to another episode of The Lost Heart. We had some stuff take place off screen, solely because of it taking too long to leave this damn city.
The city's not damned, it's a holy city.
You know what? Yes. But we've been in this city for too long. Essentially, it was only supposed to be like a week of like downtime. And I just couldn't keep up with the shenanigans, and there was just so much to do. So basically, Elira had made armor with Alara off screen. So armor and weapons. Gabriel would have picked up his cloaks and his dagger off the screen.
C.
And there was a few. Judith also would have met a blacksmith off the screen, and he would have offered his assistance to Judith for basically helping him catch up on orders and deliveries.
And a hard week's work that was.
It was more like 3 days, but still.
Close enough.
We're not going to run into what happened last time because, honestly, I don't remember what happened last time in the main campaign. I just remember a lot of downtime stuff, some shenanigans.
Fun thing, if you want to catch up, you can go to Spotify or anywhere podcasts are found and find the episode titled, I forget what it was titled, but it'll be easy. It's the one just before the Tales of.
Yeah.
It's just general shenanigans, that one.
It's like episode 23.
But I'm gonna say this is like your second to last day prepping in Divinia. You have stocked up on items, supplies, things like that you would have needed. And you would have brought the old wagons to the blacksmith probably the day prior.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to break those down. The wagon's just about done, by the way. It's...
Excellent.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Goo is trying to get a smithy type wagon made. Basically a wagon with a anvil, maybe some places to hold tools on the walls. Is there a forge in there as well, or no?
There's supposed to be a anvil and a bellow that you can stow like cargo, and then you just make the your fire and put the bellow into a campfire.
Okay. So for chat, that's how it's done. Also, as you are emptying the wagon, you come across the locked book and the sword. The box that holds the sword.
Hmm?
Uh, I'm gonna say like moments of chaos kind of like bring up remembrance of what these items were, especially since they were kind of big plot points that really shouldn't have been, but they are. What are you doing with both book and sword?
I don't know what to do with the book, but I am going to take the sword down to the harbor.
Okay. So you take the sword down to the harbor, and when you go to the harbor, you can find like a nice sized like rowboat that no one seems to be using. There's no one by it. It's not even tied up.
Am I by myself, or did Alora, is it, go with me?
I'd say if you want Alara to be there, she'd be there.
I keep screwing up her name. Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I probably would have asked her along.
Yeah, so she would have come with you then.
All right. So you said I found a rowboat. It's still in the box.
Yeah, the sword's
So
still in the
Guda's
box.
gonna say. Guda's gonna ask Alara. Am I
Alara.
saying that right?
Alara.
Alara.
Mhm.
I'm never gonna get that right. Do you happen to know? Do you happen to know knock or lock?
She says, "Are you just trying to open this box?" And
Yes.
she just kind of taps the box. A loud knocking sound is heard, and the box opens.
Now I'm gonna pull the sword out and climb into the rowboat.
Okay. So
If
you pull the sword out and get in the rowboat. There's no problem. You probably go 20 feet out.
how deep would 20 feet out be?
Pretty deep. Deep enough.
Okay.
Deep enough.
Can I say before I left, I would have looked at Alora,
Alara, you
and
had it right
said,
the first time.
Yeah, right.
and I would have said, if I don't make it back, tell Gabriel I was always the prettier one. Tell Elira, thunder thighs. Tell Cassius, he may look human, but his butt says dwarf. And tell Gothmog, you know what, Gothmog, no.
Wow!
Oh, fuck you too.
She says, "I don't expect you to come back unalive, but if that is your wish, I will hold your words and tell those that matter to you."
Okay, and then she would go out reasonably deep.
Yep.
And grab the sword. And I did actually figure this all out turn-based, if you care about that. But she's gonna be like, this is gonna hurt.
Okay,
And
I
then
don't
she
know if I
jumps
should
in
be
with
offended
the
or
sword.
anything like that.
What'd you say?
I don't know if I should be offended from that or I don't know here.
Wait, why are you going down with the sword? Hang on.
Because reasons.
Okay.
So
I know the reasons. So yeah, you go down.
Okay.
Um,
So, just for food for thought, over the course of 30 rounds, if you let me dash, I can move 2,400 feet.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So basically,
If you let me dash.
honestly, I'm gonna say you probably like swam as fast as you could downwards.
Mm-hmm. And now she's trying to put this deep as she can. And when she gets to the bottom, she is going to kind of make a mental note of where she's at and drive it into the ground, point down as hard as she can.
By the way, when you make it to the bottom, you believe it is about 65 feet down.
Only 65 feet down. I would have hoped that it had been more.
It's not a very deep... Well, that's still pretty damn deep, you know?
Yeah, I was hoping to go out and down and get it like deep. Oh yeah, no, I'll do that.
Because if you want out and down, I would have to have you take what's it called? Probably deck saves because of air.
I don't need to breathe.
Oh yeah, that's right. Never mind.
So the only thing I would have to roll is for absorbing too much water.
Okay.
Which is why I kind of figured out how far I could go over the course of 60 rounds if I was dashing or going normal speed.
So, if you wanted to go like even deeper, you could probably get up to about 90-ish feet deep.
Okay. I'll do that then.
Okay. So you make it about 90 feet deep, and you're just driving into the bottom, right? Like.
Yep. I'm driving it point first into the bottom as far as it'll go.
Alright. So as you drive it point first into the bottom, at first you feel like it's just sand in this area. But the sand begins to kind of elevate.
Okay.
And you see what looks like a giant clam's mouth open. And inside the center is a single pearl.
Damn.
And I would say, like, as you're driving the sword in, you're actually driving the sword into that pearl.
Jesus. Okay.
The clam would close its mouth and then sink back down into the sand.
Damn. That was unexpected.
There is a reason for this.
Yeah, that's fine. I was just saying it's unexpected.
Demon clam.
No, it's not demon clam.
I know, I was making a joke.
Alright. Is there anything else going on?
You remember that warm
wall.
presence that you felt in the city?
Okay.
You would have felt that same presence with the clam, essentially.
Fascinating. Okay. And then I would say if this is the end of that, then I would return to the rowboat as quickly as I could.
Alright, so you return back to the rowboat. I would say you probably took a little bit of damage from the water, but not enough to like kill you or anything.
Okay. How much do you want me to put down? Do you want me to roll something?
Roll. Yeah, I'm gonna roll for you. I'm gonna roll it.
Okay. Alright. Sounds good.
DM doing good rolls. Take 26 water damage.
Okay. And I return to Alara.
Yep. She asks you if your mission is completed down there.
It is as well as I could hope for. And at this point, because of the 26 points of damage, she's probably looking a little melty.
Eh,
She says, let's get you home. Also, what do you want me to do with this book?
That is a great question. I don't suppose you have a pocket dimension you could hide it in, do you? I've heard of spells that do such things, but they're beyond my understanding or skill.
She says, I might be able to do something back at the manor.
Awesome.
I take it you're going back to the manor?
I think that's all I had to do. Unless I go take a wander down the big bridge with all the godstones on it, touch a few more of those rocks for the followers of Soligic.
I mean, you can do that. You have time. It's just... Do you really want to take that kind of damage?
To sum it up, yes. I want to find out the damage types of the other... I write them down. I wrote them down somewhere.
I believe you did. Somewhere.
I gotta find it, though.
I believe we put that in... this chat.
Mm. Ah, shoot. I know I wrote you down. Where did I?
Nope, I got it.
You got it? Oh, maybe it's in here. Yep. The ones I didn't touch were Helix, Siren, Shiva. I didn't touch Soligic, apparently. Or Purge.
So... That's 6, right? Soligic, Helix,
5.
Alright, so... roll d6.
And I will probably
Actually-
use a... I'm going to use a healing word in here, too, by the way.
1d10. Okay, you're allowed to touch 4.
I'm allowed to touch 4 of them?
Mhm.
Okay. Shall I do my healing word quick?
Yeah, you probably want to.
Get up level because fuck it. I'll do one more of those. That was 11. That's better. Okay. So now what do you want me to roll for saving on? Or do I just let it happen?
It depends. Are you just wanting it to happen, or do you want it to, or do you want to try to
I
save it?
want to know. I want to know what damage type they do.
Alright, so... I'll say you just let it happen. You don't have to roll for it.
All right.
Which one are you going to start with?
Was Helix one of the options?
Hexel is one of the options.
Or Hexel? I put the thing in the wrong way.
It's okay.
But you said yes.
Yes, she is one of the options.
Okay. And she does.
So, you're touching her stone, right?
Mm-hmm.
You would know from touching her stone, you would get a feeling of transmutation. You don't see it like affecting you much, but if you were to look at your hand that's touching the stone, It is
Okay.
taking the shape of snakes.
Ooh.
So for chat, for anyone that wants to hear, it's basically like imagine these like purpley blue gooey snakes, but now they're just like slowly taking shape, like changing from being purpley and bluey and made of goo into like physical snakes. Scaly, reptilian, hissing. Even some of them are trying to slither away.
Ooh. Weird. And at that point, she pulls her hand back.
So you pull your hand back, and it returns back to normal.
And then is Siren one of the available things to touch?
Yeah, you can touch him.
We'll touch hers next.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Or his.
I don't remember if I made it a him or her. Oh, yeah, Siren is a her. You would know her. You would get the feeling of evocation magic from her. There's a want to do something. You don't know what, but it's like instilling something inside of you as you touch your stone.
Okay. And then I will let go of it.
And as you let go of it, the want leads you.
Okay. And then Shiva?
All right. Shiva is. Dang it. You ever have to. Because, like, I had it all written down.
We can figure this out later if you want.
Hang on. No, I got it. I just need to look up, like, the schools of magic, you know?
Okay.
Because as soon as I see it, I'll have it. Shiva would be.
Apologies for putting you on the spot with that.
No, you're good. Shiva would be illusion magic. Basically, you would sense like, from it you would like as you touch it, you see like a glimpse of of her in front of you. And if you were to let go, she's no longer there.
Okay. And then, can I touch the Saligic one, or is that not possible?
You can touch Saligics.
Alright.
So as you touch Saligics, a rush of every school of magic just basically hits you like a hurricane.
Probably gonna rapidly let go of that one.
As you let go, basically, there is a sound in your you're gonna hear in your head.
Okay.
Aren't we a little curious one?
Can I reply?
You can. What is it? 10 words or less. Or is it 20 words or less? I gotta look up.
If it's
25
literally
words.
message, it might be 25.
It's 25 words or less.
I am. And we are looking for you.
You hear back. Oh. You don't need to look for me. I'm gonna look for you.
Promise?
Tell you what. Meet me where the sun or where the sky turns red. Where the sun stands still. That's where you'll find me.
I'll see you there, Worm Crown.
You called him Worm Crown?
Yep.
Very well. He's trying to think of a insult to call you back. Maybe when we meet, you'll become a future apprentice of mine.
And the only reply from Judith is going to be laughter. Long, drawn-out laughter.
And the conversation just stops.
Okay. And then, what about Purge? Is there anything there for Purge?
With purges. What is the school that some of this? You get a sense of conjuration magic. You sense some really dark forces coming from her stone. Some almost demonic senses.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna let go. Ooh, I don't like that one.
And you let go. And as you let go, the stones begin to ascend.
She's gonna step back from that.
Basically, it just like raises up, and it's just like where the other ones were crumbling, the stones are actually just like growing.
Interesting.
You would notice a new stone that says, "Thank you, Goo, for your offering."
Oh shit. Something like that.
What do you do now?
Just a slow look around. Is there any other stones here? Just casually.
Just the other like stones of gods and their champions, except for the one that's broken and the one that's in the water.
Okay. Just making sure. And that's, I think that's everything. Because I don't know exactly what you've all compressed here.
A lot. Basically, the only thing I compressed was like everything else was done off screen. Like your stuff, there was some stuff that you need to do on screen, and it helps with some cinematic purposes too.
Yeah, yeah.
You make your way back to the manor, and Alar will take you into a back room and say, it's not necessarily a different dimension. And to be honest, I don't know if we want anything from a different dimension to get its hands on this book.
Fair enough.
From the way that you want it gone, it seems more dangerous than what it's worth to get rid of. She puts inside of it.
Eventually it should go into a volcano, if you understand my words.
Lord of the Rings again.
But I do not like traveling with it. What's that?
I was making the joke about Lord of the Rings.
Oh.
So she
But
gets
yeah.
she gets what you're trying to say, that it needs to be burned in a volcano. For the time being, though, you see her put it in a blue chest.
Not my book.
The chest is then enveloped in vines. Is then uh, has a basically she tells you like if anyone tries to open this chest, basically the vines will entangle them and an alarm will go off.
Okay.
Um,
Are you?
it's essentially
sorry, go
locked
ahead.
as well. Like the chest is also locked as well.
Okay. Are you, by chance, able to make me forget about this chest?
Let's see. Is there?
Out of character suggestion is like modify memory.
Yeah, I'd say she probably would use modify memory. Uh, and the way it would work is basically she's just making it to where uh, you never saw the chest. You remember handing her the book, but you don't remember anything after that.
Fair enough.
What she made you think you did was that you essentially wandered around town and got into a drunken stupor.
Okay.
That's basically what she's replacing her memory with.
Sounds good to me.
And then, Elira, this is when you can do your thing that you wanted to do. If you're here.
So, I am very much so here, and I'm here for all of this shit. Alright. So, first things first is that Elira's going to go to Cass, Cheyenne, and Gabriel and give them their shit.
Yep.
We don't need to have a whole encounter with
our study session.
Well, you get a fancy rapier. Gabriel gets a fancy scimitar short sword thing that he's proficient with.
Yep.
Scimitar source. Oh, okay.
It's basically a curved sword.
Curved short sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheyenne gets a new sword and armor.
Yep.
Armor for
Gabriel also gets armor, technically, too.
Yeah. Everyone gets armor.
Come get your armor.
So, do I see Gudith, like, is damaged?
You would probably see a little bit. She's not full health from that encounter.
I will say that she probably did heal you up a little bit.
Okay. I was gonna suggest that even if healed, she still has excess water in her that she still has to get rid of eventually. Because she's a water-based slime. She basically just soaks that shit up.
You gotta piss.
So,
I would say
here
she
comes
would
the
have
thing.
taken it out.
Okay.
So, here comes the thing for you. Oh, sorry, were you not finished?
You go ahead.
Go for it.
I don't have anything to say.
Okay. So Elira will walk up to Griff and say, aside from the conflicts, I do have something special for you.
Oh? Okay.
And Elira will pull out, and she will give you the tonfas first, and then she'll pull out this wooden ornate box. She'll open it, and in it will be this jeweled golden choker with the butterfly.
Oh God.
I made you this.
Oh.
It should help you. I allowed it to help protect you from evil forces to help keep you safe. If I may, put it on you.
Sure.
So she fastens it around your neck.
Clark. No, I'm kidding.
After how close you all came to death recently, I've been worried about keeping you safe. There is... I want you to know that you mean a lot to me. There is one other thing, but you're gonna have to turn around for it.
Okay. She turns around.
As she does, she hears a click on the back of the thing, as it is then attached to a chain leash.
Yeah, Clark.
And this is for my own satisfaction.
What the? What?
That's how you like being good there. Come on, you. And she will take Gudith off screen or fade to black.
Alright.
Uh-huh.
As your festivities go on for the night, basically, nighttime hits. Y'all rest up well and easy. You wake up in the morning, and you wake up to the sound of the smith bringing the new wagon to the front of the manor.
So just stunned in silence. Is that what's happening here?
Basically.
Just a little bit. My brain broke and what just happened?
By the way, Rain, if you want to take a look at Alira's character sheet real quick, you're gonna see something interesting.
I'll have to look at it later.
It's about the whip.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to look at that later.
Okay, so we wake up to the wagon, the smith wagon being brought in.
Yeah, it's being brought out to the front of the manor. It had just been completed.
Let's go.
Sweet.
Is Gabriel at the rundown shack in the slums, or is he in the manor with everyone else?
Shack with the kid.
I was gonna say that before that Fade to Black happened, Elira probably would have phoned Cass and Gabriel to stay out of the manor for the time being.
What? I don't regret any cursed shit or any evil activities I have done this far after this small little fade to black. That's for the record.
Gabriel.
I believe my actions have been more tame than whatever the fuck this is going on.
By the way, I even stunned Rain into silence. That was just fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, all I'm gonna say is I shall be right back. It is that time.
Alright. I'll say that basically you got picked up at the shack and y'all are now making your way out of the city.
So,
if you're okay, if I can make my own way, would that be possible?
you don't know where Enoria is.
Yeah, you really don't know where that town is.
Just draw me a map or something.
It's not like we're gonna be fucking in the cart.
You don't know that.
And I'm going to be right here too, and I have the same reaction to you.
We got it out of our system in the manor.
You know, no, you don't. That's what you always say, and always happens again.
No, I don't always say that. Fuck.
It's gonna happen in less than 12 hours. Just watch.
Look, we got out our systems before leaving for Enoria. That's the whole thing.
Out of your system. Don't you mean into your system?
Out of
What,
the
like
system.
you put Winria?
Into somebody's
What?
system.
In the digestive system.
Anyway, we're not going to be boning in the cart, okay? We're not going to be boning in the wagon.
I mean,
Please
your
stop
characters are
boning.
both females, so neither one's got boning.
Jesus
Okay,
Christ.
we're not going to be scissoring in the cart, okay?
Let's just say
moving on.
Yeah.
let's just say I picked up my dagger and my outfit. There you go.
Okay.
And then I put it in my bottomless bag. Well, the outfit, the dagger, I have it equipped, and whatever
Yeah.
Elira gave me is in the bottomless bag.
And then
'Cause I
you
don't
also
know the
have your
stats
book as well. You also have the books.
I got 3 books. Yes. So all the outfits, the whatever Elira gave me, and then the books are in the bag.
Yep.
And I have the shadow.
Throw it into the bag without even checking what it does.
Did you want me to check what it does, or you want me to take longer and come back longer?
Alright, fair
Hey,
enough.
Gap.
Go
Go ahead
ahead.
and
Yeah.
take care of what you need
I'll
to
be
do.
right
Come
back.
back, okay?
Yeah,
All right.
I'm just messing about.
So, as you guys leave the city, you have a huge farewell, basically waving you off. And it takes about maybe an hour for the castle, for the temple city to just fade out of view. The light still radiating from behind a hill.
I want to ask, what is everyone's positioning on this cart? Because I imagine that Lyra's at the reins because she knows the pathing to Enoria. I'm wondering where everyone else is situated in the cart.
That's a great question. If it's not raining, Gudith might be sitting on top.
Yeah, it's clear skies.
Okay.
Yeah, Gudith will be sitting up on top.
So if that's the case, Lyra would be saying to Judith, excellent shopping in the cart, by the way. I love it.
I'm glad. It was a crazy idea I had. That other wagon was getting a little bit worn and smelled of rotting troll arm.
Which was still in the old wagon.
It's just throwing the old wagon.
Not gonna lie, if we role played that part, I was literally gonna kick it out of the wagon while going down the street.
Wasn't there a frost giant arm, actually?
It was a frost giant.
But it was like 8 weeks rotted.
It was like 9
Yeah,
weeks, 10 weeks. It was old.
I remember Cat argue because it was a frost giant arm, it would stay good because it was frost.
It's still flesh.
Yeah, I go on there.
It's still flesh, yeah. Not like you froze the arm. But yeah, so Lyra would just...
I love how Critical Role tried to pawn off hide that they took off with some beast and they never actually treated it. So Matt was just like,
Yeah,
pull it out, it's dripping in gore or ichor and it's bad. They're just like, they're asking you to leave.
So, you all make it out of the city. You all make it over this hill. And I would say since Elira and Goo are outside perceiving everything around them, where is Cassius? Is he inside? Is he looking around? Is he reading? What's he doing?
Still reading The Exile.
All right. I'll get to that one in a second. Okay. So,
Magical.
as you are all looking around, except for Cassius, because his face is buried in the book, what looked like a bright and flourishing area, suddenly you are in a dark, foggy, like terrain that's growing bumpier by the minute. You would also notice a lot of dead trees on the side of the roads.
Is it supposed to look like that? And smell like this?
Should it, Code?
From your, because you're from there, from your remembrance, this area was never like this. It used to be bright and flourishing with different fruits along the side of the road. The bushes alongside the road used to be bright and amber in color, if that makes sense.
Okay. So, Alara will make comment on that. It's like, no. It's supposed to be vibrant with life, not this. Do I recognize it as, like, the presence of vampires? Like,
Um, ooh, I need to figure out
or
what.
that the environment has been tampered with? One's a religion check, one's a survival check.
Oh, that's right. We technically had a long rest.
You know what?
didn't
I will give you an Arcana check on it if you want.
Arcana.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. I'm not good with Arcana.
we? Both of us, or just him? Or her? I mean, her.
You both can roll for Arcana.
Okay. Oof, not my best
I
roll.
know not.
It seems
I rolled
off.
a 6 total.
Your numbers are backwards. Funny number. Anyways,
There it is.
You probably did that during the Fade to Black.
so with your Arcana check, something doesn't seem right. You get the hint of magical properties, but you can't pinpoint exactly what they are.
Actually, hang on. Yes, we can. Because we don't need to use Arcana for this shit. We have to detect magic.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
Detect magic tells you the spell, right? And the school it comes from.
The school, and it'll show you if it's got a direction or source or something. The fade to black, did that count as a long rest?
Yes, that was 100% a long rest.
Yeah.
I would think fucking so.
Especially since I said the night happened.
I had to ask.
No, I get you.
Also, I wonder if I screwed up my numbers here.
Are you saying?
Sorry, I'm mumbling.
No, it's fine, it's fine. You say what you were gonna say.
No, sorry. I mumbled out loud because I think when I was trying to fix something with my character sheet, my hit points might have changed, and I'm trying to check that.
So, I take it you're using detect magic?
Yep.
Detect magic would tell you that. I need to look up what it is. I should have had this written down, but
Better.
You can tell that it is necrotic or necromancy all around you.
Well, that's certainly not good.
What is it? What do you see?
Necromancy.
Oh dear.
which, considering what the information we learned about Mason was, I think it's safe to say that he has something to do with this.
I forget, did Rad say something about this?
Yes.
Yes, he did say something about this.
Yeah, because when we were talking to Rod, essentially we learned that Mason, as a vampire, was essentially advancing himself in power the way that a lich does.
By supernatural means.
I mean, either way, it would be supernatural means, but very specifically, like necromancy and the recycling of souls.
Yep. And basically how he wants to become a god by doing this.
It seems that him and whatever forces he has is already starting to have an influence on the opponents.
Yeah.
Elira says that part as, like, I say that part as Elira.
By
We're
the way,
stopped right now, right?
It's kind of like, I'd say, yeah, you're probably taking like a quick little stretching break. Probably been on the road for about a couple hours now. And
And I apologize, I cut you off.
no, you're good. I was gonna say, Cece, as you're reading the book, that you come across a page that really sparks your interest. You find a little excerpt in the book that says that I had it saved. I 100% had it saved. That said that Callum Zahir was exiled for kidnapping the child of the dragon goddess as an infant. In there, it also talks about how she was drained of her divinity. You would also see a little portion in there, like a few more pages in, saying that Winria, having seen her daughter lose her ability to meet her on the same plane, to not even be able to care and nurture for her, had to watch her daughter grow up on the streets as an orphan.
I just stepped out to go use the bathroom. Did I just hear like a fucking custody battle?
More like a lore drop. It wasn't quite a custody battle. So basically, if Cassius were to share it with the group, essentially, what happened was that Callum Zahir had kidnapped Cheyenne at a young age, in her infancy. He had drained her of her divinity, and because she lost her divinity, she could not rejoin her mother. She could not, like, be nurtured by her mother, essentially. So, basically, Cheyenne had to grow up on the streets as an orphan with no family. And she exiled Callum because of it from her order.
Okay. Now, I remember we heard Columnsy here before. I just am not remembering off the top of my head who that is.
He was an original chosen of Winria, and got exiled from her order, from the like you found out about it because of the painting, but he is the. This is the story as to why he was exiled.
Okay. So he wasn't chosen, he became greedy for power to the point where he just stole it from Winria's daughter.
And because of that,
Now,
her daughter was actually taken out of her heavenly place, and because she lost her divinity, she couldn't go back.
gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
So she
Bastard.
basically grew up on the street. She's growing like the reason she is the way she is now is because she grew up on the streets without any knowledge of who her mother is.
But we know who her mother is.
Yes.
Okay. That's gonna be one hell of a bombshell to tell her. And Gabriel doesn't know because he wasn't there.
Exactly. Well, I'd say he's in the wagon, but
Right, but he's probably unconscious right now. Like,
he's sleeping. 100% he's sleeping in the wagon.
It's basically up to Cassius to
Yeah, and it's if he wants
divulge the
to.
information.
Yeah, especially in front of
Whatever point.
Cheyenne too.
yeah,
Yeah, he's just gonna kind of lift his eyes to look at her for a little bit and then go back down.
All right.
Roll sleight of hand. I'm kidding.
No, that's not a sleight of hand. That's like
Roll deception.
it's good. She doesn't really notice anything. She's more like looking out the window, focusing on the dead trees. Almost
I
as
should
if
have
something's
bought her a cat.
almost as if something's distracting her.
Oh, fascinating. I was just thinking I should have bought her a cat. What? Your brains go somewhere dirty?
No.
Oh, okay,
I
good.
think that was just cute.
Oh, okay, good.
Cat actually
The
grows up to
laugh
be like
was
a
a little
battle
sus.
tiger.
Oh, no.
That would be actually really cool.
Companion ranger. You know, the non-sucky version of it, though. But she's not quite there yet. What was I gonna say? Also, because Elira worked with Alara on the sword,
Mhm.
that allows Cheyenne to do her thing. Is Elira aware that Cheyenne might be able to do that thing?
You mean the draconic ancestry thing?
Yeah.
Yes, you would be aware of it. She would have told you, like, hey, I'm going to put this in here so she can attempt to tap into it.
Okay. Because I was gonna say, since Elira has experience with something very similar, she might have to like help out and teach Cheyenne the ropes of how to use such a thing.
You probably
Possibility?
would. You would have to, yes.
Anyway, I don't know. I also thought the cat thing was cute because it's just like not Uncle, Aunt. Oh, you could switch to being a dude, and then you would be Uncle.
Pseudopod.
On Judith, on Judith, giving little Cheyenne a cat. That'd be so adorable.
Yeah.
And then she also has Aunt Elira teaching her how to fight.
I will say, if you wanted to get her a cat, roll for... You know what? Roll for nature.
Roll for nature.
Yeah.
There it is. Ooh, 18.
Um,
Nice.
as you are like wandering around the little resting area, you would hear some little meows and see like a cat kind of like right there by like laying by like one of the trees. It looks like it's got some thorns wrapping around it,
Aw.
and that's stuck.
She's gonna go attempt to help free it.
All right. I'd say you basically just kind of grab the thorns and break them. It's not like they're not big thorns, you know.
Okay.
They're just like small little viney thorns that kind of get stuck.
Do I have to roll anything to not frighten the cat?
Roll persuasion.
There you are.
Yeah, it's not
28.
frightened. It's not frightened.
At this point, I imagine Judith has unconsciously made cat ears on top of her head and has a cat tail. Nope. Talk about timing. At first, I thought that was a cat going, wow. And then it got louder.
Sorry about that.
You're fine.
No,
you're
you're
fine.
good.
The timing was just weird and coincidental.
So yeah, you're able to free the cat, and you notice that it has like white fur with black stripes on it.
Okay.
It looks as if it had just been abandoned here.
Oh, you poor thing.
You found a white tiger cub.
Judith is just going to like try to comfort it, pet it on the top of its head or something.
It's slowly starting to come to and calm down.
You want to go somewhere?
It kind of just looks at you and kind of like gives you a little lick, like you know what I'm talking about, like a lick on the cheek.
Barbie. Getting licked by cat tongue is almost like getting licked by sandpaper.
Yes, yes, it is.
Yeah, they do those barbed tongues.
Mm-hmm. Better to hold on to flavor with.
Yep.
Better also tear up meat.
It would, and probably did.
So are you gonna name the cat before giving it to Cheyenne, or are you gonna have Cheyenne name it?
I would let Cheyenne name it.
All right.
Yeah.
Before we get to that point, I'm gonna roll.
Oh,
I'm gonna roll D4.
oh, sorry.
Odds are gonna be, it's a male cat. Evens are a female cat.
Okay.
It's a female cat.
Ooh, cutie.
If you were to give her the cat now, she'd be like, this cat's name would be, she would probably call the cat Lyric.
Okay.
I was about to say, if you call her Mittens, I was gonna lose my shit.
There you go. Cat equals Lyric. And
Cool.
pinned in chat. There we go. So now it's pinned. We have that information.
Go.
Such a musical name.
I mean, remember the one kid that we met in the one shot that was Liar?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, there was a character named Liar. Do- At this point, I need everyone to give a perception check.
Oh boy.
Griffin.
Hopefully this roll is an ass.
I got a dirty 20.
I have an 11.
22.
All right. So, Goo and Cassius hear this. Elira would be able to pick it up because of like vampire hearing and stuff like that, but with her perception, it wasn't quite high enough to distinguish what it was. You all hear a loud howl in the distance. It sounds like a wolf's, but it sounds distorted, not natural. Oh, I'm gonna change maps because you guys are not in Divinia yet, or anymore.
All right.
You know what? Fuck it. We're using this one. Basically, this is just to represent the little area of dead trees and decay and stuff like that. It's a big map, so I apologize anyone watching. If I zoom in too much, nothing's seen. If I zoom out too much. Say what?
Bear no mind to the resemblance of
From the maps, just say.
Yeah, bear no mind to the resemblance of the last one shot. Do not pay attention to the man behind the curtain.
It did be a good map.
It did.
A lot going on.
It is a good map.
Yeah, and it does
Maybe
still
it
work
moves.
for this one.
Like everyone's character to the right.
Oh,
You know, touches the dead corpses of cultists.
you know what? Where did I put those anyways? Oh, they are.
They're kind of in the middle-ish.
Oh yeah, those are tiny.
Yeah.
I'm if I know
For the entire map, yeah, they are tiny.
Yeah.
But they are still so noticeable.
Yeah. GM
It's
layer.
just like the bright red against the dark map.
Yeah, but when you're zoomed all the way out. It doesn't help when you're zoomed all the way out. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not putting the wagon on here. I'm just going to assume you guys know that there's a wagon. Blah, blah.
Right.
But yeah, you would have distinguished that somewhere in the distance there is a distorted howl. It stopped very quickly. You probably heard it howl like 3 times, and then after that, nothing. Just dead silence.
Was it just the one, or was it possibly 3 different things? Or did I hear you wrong? You did say 3 howls, right?
There were 3 howls. Give me a... Ooh, is that... I'm gonna say... Give me a either survival or nature check on that.
Apologies, I think I was muted.
No, you're good.
I was having some sinus issues. You said survival?
Survival or nature. One of those two.
Survival is slightly better. 14.
From how the howl sounded, You believe them to have been from two different creatures communicating to each other.
Looks like Cassius also rolled.
Oh, I did not see.
Yeah, he rolled a 23.
Oh.
Since he's sort of a survival expert.
All right, so with your 23, Cassius, you would know that they were two distinct howls from two different, or three howls from two distinct creatures. Like I was telling Goo, it sounded like they were communicating to each other, and to you, you kind of picked up on the type of communication that they were giving. It didn't sound like friendly howls or like they were howling to the moon, but more like they were kind of like a victory cry howl, if that makes sense.
If Cassius has any kind of an aha look on his face, Gudith is going to look at him go. An aha look on his face, Gudith is going to look at him go. What is it, boy? What do you know? Did Jimmy fall down the well again?
Well, it's either those wolves just killed
Well, you're doing that to the non
or they consider us already dead.
Interesting. That's probably a good thing then?
Already dead because we're going to be.
Wait, what? We're about to be dead?
If I'm listening to those howls, right?
I don't know.
I think he means that they think we're going to be dead.
Yeah, he's saying it's either they just killed something or someone, or they're plotting out who they're going to kill next, essentially.
See. Decode might have lost his stream briefly because I just got a "you went live" notification again.
You know what? It's Monday. Nothing works on Mondays, right?
That's been the thing for so long.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. I lost it for about a minute. So here we are.
Darn.
It's okay.
Oh, so that's a second.
At least it was short. I need to figure out the connectivity thing afterwards, so I might keep you after stream. Okay, Raiden?
Alright.
Alright. From the way that it sounded, you would also know that the howls were coming from what sounded like, I'm going to say about a mile to a mile and a half away.
Can we get by them without an encounter, do you think? Directed at Cassius, because he was the one who could identify.
As long as the cart, the path we're going, doesn't cross them.
And we best be all eyes open as we go forward then. What time of day is it right now?
I'd say it's like midday.
Okay.
Maybe Gabriel can reason with them.
Oh, dear.
I don't think he's that much of a wolf. He's more like an unintimidating chihuahua.
By the way, you know what's funny? I never got the message saying connected to Restream or stream just started back up again.
Mm,
So yeah, it's weird to me.
weird.
It's weird. Everything's fine.
Yeah, I seen Discord light up and I was like, oh no.
Yeah,
It broke and didn't even bother telling you that it broke.
I know, right?
Right.
Thank you, Twitch.
Yeah, because I bet your YouTube stream didn't break at all. Anyways, yeah.
Yeah, the YouTube never seems to break with it. But yeah. Are you guys progressing, or are you guys like trying to figure out where to go from here?
Well, Wayne did ask what time of day it is.
Yeah, it's about midday.
Okay.
Yeah, so if it's midday, because I was gonna say if it was evening, maybe we should like barricade up at night or something.
You would also know that it's like pretty foggy outside. Like, because you're literally, standing in fog.
Mm-hmm.
So let's keep progressing. Since it's only midday, we still have plenty of road to make to get to Enoria.
As also, if you were to look in the sky, you would not see the sun.
Mm-hmm.
It's broken again.
Sorry, repeat that?
If
we look into the sky, we could not see the sun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, the fog is so thick, the sun is next to non-existent, essentially.
Welcome to Barovia, everyone.
So what?
That's a little jab at the Curse of Strahd.
I never got that far. Campaign ended before we
I
could
was
actually
saying,
start.
welcome to Barovia, everyone. And Barovia is like the little part of the Shadowfell where Strahd resides. And there's no sun there ever because it's all fogged over. It's always nighttime.
Okay.
All right. But yeah, if you guys were to move on, about a mile and a half down the road, you would come across an abandoned farm. It does not look like it had been abandoned for very long. Maybe a couple.
I want to investigate.
Investigation?
Yep.
Alright. I'm going to reuse another image because I can. This is going to represent the abandoned farm.
I'm curious as to what happened here. I think my roll's going to be shit, but here we go.
Alright. Not bad, not bad. So with your 16, you would see claw marks on the walls. Freshly, fresh bones, remains on the floor. You would see a lot of blood stains. And a mix of human and elf remains in this area.
Can I ascertain what did this? Or should I just... Would it be safe to assume that it has to do something with the howling?
Probably be safe to assume that it had something to do with the howling.
You see Elira kind of just run her hand over her face. Great, okay. Okay, I think I know what this is. I expected those fuckers to show up as well. So we're sent to the cart. If Judith wasn't investigating alongside her, we need to keep moving
Very well.
because unfortunately there's nothing we can do here. And on top of that, there are werewolves about.
What?
Werewolves.
What wolves?
Werewolves.
Sorry, I'm gonna stop.
They always ask werewolf, but why never why wolf? Or how wolf?
I see a bloody house. Oh god, this is Lyra's good as Ghouling house. Oh no.
Nah.
No.
This is actually a representation. Well, a
A representation.
placeholder of the farm that they had just come across.
Okay.
I would say you would just be waking up from a nap at this point on the wagon.
I take a lot of them.
As you wake up, you would hear Lyra trying to explain to Judith about there being werewolves around.
Maybe I'm preying on you tonight.
All of a sudden, a hatchet goes flying into the cart, hitting Gabriel in the head.
I have no idea how to respond to that one. Okay, I'm just here now. Okay.
No, so we keep moving down, we keep going.
Alright. So as you continue down the path to Enoria, see, I got it right.
There you go.
You would also come across a what looks like a shrine. You would know this shrine to be like your local Vinrath, like a little shrine to Vinrath on the side of the road kind of thing.
Okay.
When you pass it, you would see what looks like glowing emblems all over the shrine. The graves look like they've been dug up near the shrine, and there's an eerie glow from a single candle.
And other undead, of course. Of course.
As you continue down on your way, you would see more and more wreckage, very similar to what you've just seen, by the way. With what looks like glyphs and blood-stained walls with slash marks. You would also see what looks like people on the side of the road as well, with bite marks in their necks.
Like dead?
Yeah, dead with bite marks.
Okay. Bite marks as a normal. Actually, wait. I'll have to go up to the body to examine them, which might be a very bad idea.
Can anybody detect undead?
Actually, yes, I can with divine sense. I should have been asking if that's been going off this whole time.
I mean, divine sense you have to turn on, though, right?
Well, we also have like done it where like certain things will trigger it, like it'll go off if certain.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I would say your sense would have been going off like crazy. In this area in particular, you don't get the sense of like there being undead here right now. You just, it's like sensing that there's undead within the radius of your sense, but there's nothing like in front of your eyes that you can see with it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Why is everybody so quiet?
Should we be nervous? You look a little shaky, Elira.
She'll place her hand on yours as we continue down. We'll be alright, Judith. We just need to stick together and not venture too far or away from the road.
As you say that, lightning sound, or you'll hear like or you'll see like a flash of lightning, not like in the distance, and it sounds like the thunder is just right over top of you.
Sorry, go ahead.
It just,
No, it was just
it's like almost as if a lightning storm is coming out of nowhere, essentially.
and with that, Elira sends the horse into fucking overdrive.
All right. You make it a little bit further up the road, and you get the feeling that it's starting to get late. You really can't tell if it's like late or not because the shadows and everything like that, or you can't tell by the shadows, you can't tell by the sun placement. But you make it up the road a little bit, and you come across both strange tracks and a what looks like an even darker mist.
Can I tell how close you are to Enoria?
You're still probably about 2 days from Enoria.
Okay.
Because I think I said
Code,
it
I
was
will.
like a 3-day trip.
Code, are we sure these are like actual werewolves, or they're like demi-human dogs or wolf species? You know what I'm saying?
No, they are werewolves, I get it wrong.
I see. I'm gonna fight the bigger one and then become the pack leader.
That's not how that works.
Unfortunately, yes it is. Now bring him up.
But it's what I
Sound-
expect.
I mean, technically, if there are werewolves, the wolf is in the name, so there's a pack leader. So once you dethrone the pack leader, you'll become the pack leader.
That's not how that works. With wolves.
It's in the name. It's in the title.
The way it
Yeah,
normally
okay.
works with wolves, and wolves in general, not even werewolves, is literally like you have other wolves that are going to guard the neck of the alpha wolf as they attack in our attack.
Also, it's not a matter of, oh, the stronger wolf beat the stronger wolf, so therefore now it's the wolf. No, the reason why they have that is because a pack is a family unit. You dingus. It is a family unit. It is not like, oh, it's a hierarchy of strength. That's not what it is. The only place that the whole alpha thing is chickens. I am completely serious.
I thought I had read somewhere too that it happens in like zoos and stuff like that where
Right,
human has
wolves-
interrupted the natural flow of things.
Yeah, because it's wolves in captivity. But wolves out in the wild, packs are not like alpha, beta, omega. That's not how that works. the way that wolf packs work in real life out in the wild is that they are family units.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, the alphas, quote unquote, are actually just the mom and the dad. And their so-called betas are just their children.
So what you're saying is I need to get laid with the fucking werewolf. Oof, okay.
I mean, it might turn you
Might
into
as well.
steak, but you know.
Good luck with him.
I'm going to fucking smite Gabriel, for fuck's sake! Okay, anyway. Oh, in the context of werewolves, it might be different because that's using also human weapons. So maybe at the point there.
True.
Maybe.
So, as you see these tracks, you get the sense that if you go follow the tracks into the into like the darker mist, you get the sense of something being dangerous over there. Very dangerous.
It is the werewolf.
The darker mist on the go is the question.
It's you would essentially have to go off-roading with the wagon at this point.
Yep, no, we're sticking to the road.
All right.
We're sticking to the road until we need sleep. And then once we need sleep, we are fortifying the shit out of whatever place we take, wherever we decide to rest, we're going to fortify the shit out of it.
Okay.
Why?
As you make it down this path, you notice that
Why when I werewolves?
what?
Dude, I have no context over here. I just got back, so that's why I'm asking why.
So
It's because of werewolves.
It's because
And other shit like zombies.
Oh, there's zombies here. Okay.
there's zombies, werewolves, several other things that are like key factors here.
Some Japanese on.
What is this? Some fucking Twilight Night bullshit?
All right. So as you follow this path, you come across a rundown church.
Oh,
Is it obvious
God.
who the church belongs to?
It just says, like, if you could make out the sign, which with your dark vision you probably would, it would say Church of an Unknown God.
All right,
Okay.
pick a robe, any robe. What are we gonna take over this church in the name of which god?
Okay. What time is it so far? What time of the day is it so far?
It is starting to get dark.
Okay. So in that case, I think it's time that we take camp for a little bit. And I think we might use the church as a shelter for the time being. I want to make a religion check to see if I can identify the architecture of the structure and determine what it belongs to or what entity this church belongs to. And after that, I want to see if I can fortify the entrances and the walls and shit to see if I can make it
Okay.
more defensive.
How
So
far away are we from the church?
you'd be pulling up to it like right now.
Okay.
The church right on the side of the road.
So you can
Okay,
roll a religion check for who this unknown god is.
Okay. Ooh. That was so close to a 22.
But it wanted to change it at the last second.
Code.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, in the last second.
Code.
Yeah.
Okay, before we continue any of this, I want you to pick a number between 1 to 3.
2.
Ah, fuck. Okay. Okay. So I will pull out the religion book of Enoria and put out the outfit, and then start to follow the instructions in the book to bless the quote unquote church, but also turn this church
Enoria or
into
Venrath?
Enoria. Venrath.
Okay.
So
Venrath.
yes.
Okay.
So we're taking over.
So you put on the robes of Vinrath, right?
Yes, and I pull out the book too.
Can you read in the dark? That is the question.
I believe I can.
Can you read? Is the question.
Can I read? Yes, I can read. Yes. If not, I'll just have a torch up. That'll work.
I was gonna say you might need a torch because I don't know if dark vision would let you see text on page.
It just lets
It
you
might
see
just look
shapes
like a
and
page.
images.
That is a good point. Yeah.
I have a
Yeah. No.
candle.
I'll take the I'll take the candle, and then I'll start to just like bless the fucking place as well. Since probably the unknown god is probably dead by now, or he has abandoned this church in general.
So, I'm gonna start with Elira because she gave a roll, right? So
Okay.
Elira, with your 9, you would know that there's several people who are known as unknown gods. But as to who this god is, you wouldn't know. But you would know that from the way of the surroundings around you, whoever this god was, he was a non-hostile god.
Okay, so peaceful, at least.
Yes.
And so she's kind of a little meh because she couldn't figure it out. And as soon as she sees Gabriel putting on the robes of Vinrath, she's like, "All right, I'm just gonna start doing shit because I will murder him if I don't get something to distract me." So she's gonna start fortifying the structure and the entrances and things like that to the church, like the windows, the door, whatever, as best she can while he's doing his bullshit.
Okay. So
Only our god can protect.
So Gabriel, with the candle in your hand, you read the blessing inside of Vinrath's book, and it tells you that you need a few components in order to make the blessing official.
What are these components?
It says a circle of salt.
Oh, okay, I got salt. Okay.
It says that you also have to have water inside of the circle of salt. And
Water?
yes, so basically,
Okay, I got that too.
basically what it's saying is that you have to make a circle of salt and fill the inner parts of it with water and bless it, essentially.
Should we have
I know what all of those.
a schism moment with Gabriel here or no?
Depends how in depth the schizo moment is.
More like Winria is mad that I didn't pick her religion. I picked the other one.
She honestly wouldn't care.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Okay, well, no, we got then. Okay, so salt and water, and do I need a religion check for this one or nah?
Give me a religion check on if you bless it well enough. Yes.
Okay. The blessing is trash. Please open the dumpster. I'm going in there too.
I'm curious. I gotta go to Beyond to see what you rolled.
4.
Could have been worse. Just saying.
Roll the one you want to go and smite her on the spot.
So what? It is to like what? Like a discounted blessing at this point?
Dollar store blessing.
A dollar for blessing. Ooh, a 99-cent special.
Actually, it's not even that.
But
It's like the 50-cent special.
Hey, but a blessing is a blessing, right? So at least it helps Demi.
All right. So.
What? Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead. You go ahead.
So basically, to anyone who is seeing this, you see it light up
Mhm.
with a radiant aura like Benrat's, and just
God, my
like,
eyes.
just immediately, it's like, poof.
Job done.
Fuck's sake! If you're gonna do it, at least do it right.
I did it right.
Which one was this? Was this a ceremony spell?
No, simple conversion. That the church is now your goddesses or whatever you want to
No,
call them.
I'm asking Code what spell it was.
It was gonna be a version of Sanctuary, essentially. Like,
So basically, dollar store sanctuary.
yeah. So because he's
Okay,
not
So Elira's gonna be like,
because he's not proficient in
Okay.
religion stuff, I was gonna say like he had to do extra stuff to do it. If that makes sense.
I'm new, okay? Leave me alone.
So it conceals the scent of your gym shorts.
okay.
Basically, yeah.
Actually, it just smells like an outhouse right now.
Damn.
You know what? It works out because that way predators will not come over here. They're gonna come over and say, "Oh, this place smells like shit. I'm getting the hell out of here."
Okay. So Elira is going to be like, okay, we're going to try that again. And this time, Elira is going to give Gabriel help on this, so he's going to be able to roll with advantage.
All right,
No, Deacon approves. Okay,
I allow this.
you'll be like, fine.
So roll again this time with advantage.
A 6.
With advantage means you roll 2d20s and take the higher.
Oh,
So go ahead and roll another d20. Yeah.
Oh no.
It does the same thing.
Your god is not to like me. She doesn't
All right.
like you either.
You know what? Let's have Elira do it herself. Let's see what the fuck happens.
No. You have to be a priest to do this.
All right, Elira, go ahead. Roll religion.
What should be
Oh,
worse?
she got just as bad.
I will go with mine
Hers is
because
just as bad.
we'll go with mine here. Actually, no. I would like to give Elira a priestly blessing for her roll, so she can roll with
Are you
advantage.
giving me advantage on the roll this time?
I'm getting you advantage. You know what? Put her there, partner.
God, cleric, gosh.
I am an honest to God priest. So in the name of my bullshit, I grant you advantage. There we go.
Okay,
we got
10.
we got a 10. We got a 10.
Okay, so with your 10, it's
That
just
was such bullshit, man.
I know.
Dude, that was. Your God doesn't want us to fucking survive.
He said, "You know what? You infiltrated my ranks. I don't like you. Fail this."
Failed him.
You forgot to do the ritual for the dice. The gods of the dice, they're mad.
Oh,
So
should have been like Shumeri do.
I'll say with your 10, the circle illuminates, and you essentially see a yellowy glow around this cabin. Or not a cabin, again around this
Abandoned church.
yeah, around this abandoned church. You Elira would know as a caster that it's essentially nothing can come in without your permission. So, like, without you opening the door.
So wait, who? Me or Elira, or both of us? Since we both like work under the spell.
Well, basically, since you both worked on it without both of your permissions, right?
Oh, okay. So it's a two-factor authentication. Okay, you know what? We're more secure than anybody.
So nothing can come in. Uh, it has a clear glow to it, so you can see out, but nothing can see. But nothing sees you, essentially.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you
No, that's pretty good. Yeah.
And on top of that, this is protected for the next 12 hours.
Sweet.
That's more than enough time for everyone to get a long rest.
Exactly.
Yep. You know what, Elira? You're not so bad. Put it there. Handshake your priest.
Oh, I gotta read this. Luna said, next time, pour some marinara on your D20s under a full moon. Might appease both pizza spirits and angry dice gods.
That's funny.
You know what? Luna has a point there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Anyways. Gabriel will just read the follow-up instructions, so he will just light up the corners of the rooms with the candle that was given, and then you'll just put the book and the ropes away.
All right, so you all make it inside this cabin.
Church.
Or sorry, yes, church. Thank you for correcting me.
Yeah.
Before Judith goes in, she was gonna walk around the outside of the church with dancing lights doing their impersonation of Will-o'-the-Wisps, as she just kind of looks around in the nearby
Like outside,
100 or so feet.
All right.
like outside, or like outside, like around the perimeter.
On the outside of the building.
Okay. And
Lara,
that's
you go stop your girlfriend.
and that's good for
before,
what? 60 feet, or is that 120?
100. I can cast it to 120 feet. So I was
Okay.
just gonna kind of look around in kind of the nearby 100ish or so feet to see if there's anything that looks potentially dangerous.
You see what looks like yellow eyes with the dazzling lights, about 100 feet out.
Is it just one pair?
As far as you can tell.
Can I try to perceive what it is, or is it literally impossible?
You got thick fog, and then you also got it to where it's 100 feet out, so it's hard to see it. You just see the glow of the eyes. From shape, from the lights and the fog, you can tell it's humanoid, but you can't tell what.
Okay. About how far away are the lights at the moment?
Probably about 100 feet stretched out.
Okay. Can I have them gather together so they look sort of like a human and just kind of walk into the distance before winking out?
Yeah, you can do that. So they kind of just like merge together, taking the shape of a human, and just kind of like step out before, like, walk in a direction before fading out.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Yep.
And then she goes inside and mentions seeing eyes in which direction they were.
You would have said they were coming from the northeast.
Yep, that's probably the werewolves.
Oh, as long as we stay inside here, they can't see us, smell us, or anything like that. But we can see them. So if you now excuse me, I shall prepare food. I'm hungry.
So, you're preparing food. Got it. Wait,
Yes, sir.
IRL or in game?
No, in game.
Okay. So you're probably taking out some of your rations and like setting them up.
Yeah. Using the feast chef skill. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish it was IRL. I could go for Little Caesars right now.
Oh, dude. Yeah. You know, I could go for some Little Caesars as well because I too get hot and ready within 5 minutes.
Damn.
Little Caesars. That sounds good. But I gotta go to change the windshield of my car because apparently it decided to have a large crack in the middle of the windshield this morning.
Oof.
Oh,
That's always fun when it
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah, at least it's like 300 and something. It's not an eye from my fucking skull.
Yeah. So you rest up very peacefully tonight. You could hear the like stompings and the sniffings of the werewolves outside as it got closer. But knowing that it couldn't see or come in to like attack you, you were still able to sleep soundly at night.
Yeah, we make Gabriel full dog. He's probably gonna howl too. So let's
Uh,
decide here.
they would not hear you if you howled from inside this house or this church.
But I can hear them. Yes.
Yes, you can hear their howls. They can't hear your howls.
So okay. So real question here: are they howling during the entire night, or are they howling every single time they get closer?
They'd kind of like circle the area, and then they'd like let out a howl, and then maybe like move a little bit closer or further away, let out another howl, you know, like that.
So how long does it take for each howl to go?
I'd say it'd be like
Like
one howl and then
every
maybe
hour?
like.
what is it, like every hour, every 2 hours?
It's almost like the howls are counting, so I'd say, yeah, probably about every hour or so. There's howls.
I wanna say on the 5th hour, you'll realize, wait, they're counting. They know we're in here.
Um,
I'm going back to sleep.
actually,
Oh, Cole got an idea.
what languages do you speak, Gabriel?
Let me see here. Common, halfling, and thieves can't. But for a simple howl every single hour, I believe even Gabriel can figure that one out.
No, I was gonna say, for their purposes alone, because you are technically half dog, you'll be able to understand this as well. You would essentially hear. This is gonna be a new language, and it's only one that dog people can hear. Okay, or hound people, or canis, or lichens and stuff like that, right?
Okay.
Essentially, what you hear is, I smell something, but the trail ends here.
Uh-oh. since they cannot hear them, Gabriel will just yell. They know we're here. They're counting. They know.
Gabriel, they can't get in here.
I know. That's why they're counting. 5 howls already. 5 hours has passed.
You do realize that they don't know that there's actually a spell active, right?
Oh yeah. Wait, are we 100% sure they don't know there's a spell active?
Werewolves are merely the foot soldiers of vampires. They are not supposed to be there for their brains. They're there for their brawn.
They're just
Then they're
saying.
counting for something else.
Basically, all they're saying is there's sense here, but they stopped here. That's it.
They could just be counting how many cents they picked up from us before they get stopped at this area. There are 5 of us.
Oh, we're riding the kid too. Oh shit.
You weren't gonna leave
Yes,
the
the
kid in the
kid
wagon,
was
right?
also-
Yeah, just leave the kid in the wagon with the freaking werewolves outside.
I was gonna say leave the kid in the shag. You know where they is now protected and they're good.
Well, we're all in the shack now, so.
Even the kitty's in the
And
shack.
even so, we can't leave the kid in the shack for, like, too long, because the spell ends after 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
If you go by raw, does it also leave if the caster leaves it?
There's 2 casters here, so one caster can go and then the other one can stay.
I will say, since there were 2 casters, both casters have to stay.
Ah shit. Okay.
As I said, I don't think they're counting the hours. Besides, we haven't even been here for that long for them to have been counting for 5 hours. We've lost patience by that point.
Maybe you're right. As he leans against the wall and his ears are twitching, I'm just gonna listen while my eyes close, okay?
Meanwhile, Judith is just sleeping.
I believe also Cassius is also sleeping too, huh?
Alright. So,
And
yeah.
the kid.
So you're able to fall asleep. The howls eventually fade away. And gradually it becomes morning. The church is still intact. Nothing was able to enter or leave. And you notice that the werewolves are gone. The rustlings are gone. Yep.
Alright. Let's keep on our journey then.
Looks like we're fine now. Okay.
See? Worried for nothing.
It's better to be worried and, get eaten alive by fucking werewolves. Oh, you can probably survive. You got what, like 4,000 years old on you?
Still in 96 or something like that.
98.
I was close.
98. Damn, the age difference here. Holy shit.
Yeah.
So I take it you guys eat your breakfast rations, you gather your equipment and everything, and you get ready to head out.
Yep.
As you
Well, no, I'll skip breakfast. Let's go with that, and I'll save it for something else later.
Okay. As you guys head out, you notice what looks like a fresh set of almost like dragged, like something was dragged, essentially.
What
Can
direction
we
is it?
identify?
It's heading in the direction of southwest.
Further
Can we
into the,
identify the drag?
So it's heading
Sorry.
the opposite direction of which you're going.
Are any of the drag marks distinguishable as to what was dragged?
From what you can tell, is it was big and dragging into the ground. Like there was
So
something that
heavier
would
than a
scratch into the
person?
ground. It was bigger than a person.
Do you think a werewolf died or something and they just did cannibalism or something like that?
Not
Keep
likely.
in mind, they're technically, yes, half human still, but there's also half animals, so they'll
Technically,
probably
they're not
eat-
even human; they're humanoid. There's a difference.
Yeah, so they'll
Yeah.
probably eat one of their own if they're hungry enough.
If they're hungry enough, perhaps. I don't know.
Keep in mind, they were relentless during the entire night. So that's a huge chance that they just killed the fatter one and then ate him.
Either they found something else.
Well, whatever that is, must have been big.
Also, we don't have time to ponder. We need to get
Forward.
going.
Yeah. They probably just stole a statue.
I don't think so.
So I take it you're headed out in the direction that you were still going.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes.
So y'all board the wagon, and
There's no horse.
I'll say you travel for another day, and it seems like the area you're going to is a lot more clearer, almost like you're in the eye of a storm, if that makes sense.
Mm.
So like where you're at, it's essentially like that one little area of sunlight right before sundown, as you can see it. It doesn't look like anything is over in this area, and you make it in this area very safely. However, your sense is going off like crazy as soon as you enter this area in this town.
And which town is this? This is just a town on the way to.
Yeah, this is the town before you hit Enoria.
Enoria.
Or Enoria, sorry.
I said I would correct you every time.
Yeah, and I appreciate it.
Okay. Is the town setting off the census? The land census?
Something in the town is setting off your senses, yes.
And I should be able to determine what it is, like fiend, undead, celestial, that kind of thing.
You get a sense of both a fiend and undead.
Ooh.
You said we're actually in the town now?
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
not in Enoria yet. You're in the
Okay.
town before Enoria. But something in this town is setting off Elira's divine sense.
And no one is in the town.
As far as you
I
can
would like
tell,
to,
it looks run down yet. Or it doesn't look run down, but yes, you get the feeling that no one is here.
I would like to jump out of the cart and use stealth mode and just walk around while being hidden.
Alright, roll for stealth.
You know that Elira can sense you, right?
I know Alara can sense me, but that's not what.
That's not the point.
Yeah, he wants
Yeah.
to stealth to see if he can figure out what's going on.
I got a 26, and
Yeah.
then while I walk, I'll clutch in the shadow dagger in my hand just in case.
All right. While he is stealthing away, what's everyone else doing?
Gudith is going to murmur to Elira, "What do your elven eyes see?"
Lyra will kind of just shake her head a little bit. There's something here, something in this town, both fiend and undead in origin. I kind of want to roll a religion check to see if I can like feel out what kind of thing this is.
I'll allow it.
So hopefully my roll isn't shit like it's been for the past couple of times. $15.
Okay. With your 15, you would be able to tell that that the fiend that you are sensing is a nightmare.
Mm-hmm. No.
What is it?
A nightmare.
How bad is a nightmare?
No, I mean that is the fiend that I'm sensing.
Yeah, but how bad is it?
That's a very good question. Give me a second. So a nightmare, if I'm not mistaken, is a fire horse.
Yes.
Oh, you fucker! I know what you're doing.
I probably do too, but I'm not gonna say it.
We're about to play Dead by Daylight. Oh shit.
Not quite. Not quite. Let me guess. The undead is a Doulahan, isn't it?
It is not a Doulahan.
Oh, but something similar.
Okay. So are you telling Gudith if this is really bad or not?
She's saying to Judith that a nightmare is a steep.
Welcome in, Route. One second, I got music blasting in my ear from the new followers.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome in, Round. I hope you're having a fun time. Thank you for joining. Yeah, I really need to change the sound. It's goosebumps.
I was saying to Judith that
It was pretty good.
Viewer beware.
nightmare is
You're in for a scare.
hellish, a flaming loose, powerful, sturdy boss. The thing is that nightmare is rarely ever on their own. Normally, they have a rider.
And I think with that, Gudith is going to cast a spell.
Do I have any inkling of what the undead is with that 15, or was it just the fiend?
You were able to tell the fiend. I am currently looking up the stat block for what I'm looking for.
Oh, for the undead?
Yeah. Armor of Agathis. Good spell.
Oh, fuck.
As Gudith casts the spell, spectral frost begins to grow on her shoulders, chest, and back.
You got a BBL.
Lyra is actually going to also call out to Gabriel. She can sense him moving around. Gabriel, don't go too far from the cart.
Well, I must say at this point he's actually pretty far. He's already like around almost towards the middle of the city, or
I'd say you're
Yeah,
probably
God.
about. I'd say you're probably like 35 feet away, 35, 40, whatever your movement speed is away.
no, okay.
Like, understand, to get that far, that takes time, dude.
I don't imagine this place to be that big. To be fair.
Sorry, I needed to take care of something real quick.
No, you're good.
So yeah, it was a wonderful weekend. While we wait for Code to pick up his stat block, for us, we did my brother's birthday. It was very fun. A lot of family got together.
Nice.
I think he especially likes that it's close because he gets to do fireworks. It's an easier excuse than to be the random stranger who's just decided he's gonna light fireworks off. Everybody's doing it.
Huh. Interesting. I'm looking at undeads and just realized, you know how I made the sword wraith for a previous session? Apparently that exists.
Oh, nice.
I just found one. There was no stat block for it, but apparently it's on the D&D wiki.
Interesting. I bet you it was a homebrew. That's probably why there was no stat block with it.
Yeah, probably.
Alright.
The wiki is usually fan ran anyway.
Yeah.
Mm.
And so for the other one, the undead, you would know it to be a revenant.
Oh! No! Oh!
I don't like that at all.
No! I got fucking it. Okay. Hang on a second. Hey, fucking shit. Okay. Hang on. Oh my god, Revenant are fucking insane.
We will use... Where is it? We're just going to use this for the town. This is the town. I swear I'm not reusing old maps as I reuse old maps.
Yeah, a Revenant is decently fucking strong.
We're gonna kill it, and I'm gonna eat its soul.
Good luck trying to eat its soul when it's undead. It has no soul.
Yeah, this is a bad thing for Gabriel because so many of the enemies, all like that vampire style, you do not have souls. Maybe the werewolves do, but that's about it.
Damn, no nom nom.
Nope, no.
Damn it. Oh well.
Alright.
That would be a hell of an upgrade for me.
If you could devour an immense soul. Okay, so Lyra is gonna fucking just. Oh no. And the undead is a revenant.
From what you can tell, you don't think it spotted you. You don't think it's like seen or heard you.
Let's try to move before it finds us, because that is a fight I'd rather avoid. At least for now. Gabriel, get back to the cards. What's out there you cannot handle.
Dun, 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 dun. Okay.
Because my issue is if Gabriel gets out there and gets caught by the thing,
Then it's
on
a
his
rescue
own,
mission.
as a rescue mission and as a potential, we gotta revivify his ass situation.
Mm-hmm.
And none of us have revivify.
I'm here to kick ass and take names, and I'm all out of names.
Here to chew ass and kick gum, and I'm all out of ass.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're gonna.
If you're gonna
Make a
try
city
to
page.
take the wagon out of this town and still continue without being seen, roll stealth for the wagon.
Ooh. Use myself or.
It'll use your stealth, but or
Would
the
it be a
stealth of
stealth
whoever's
roll?
driving.
That would be me. Would it be stealth? Actually, because I know the area, right?
Mhm.
Could I be able to roll with advantage because I know the area and would know how to get the wagon through or past or around it because I know the routes.
I'd say yes, because you do know the routes.
Awesome.
I will say, like, if it was just basically just trying to keep the wagon going slow and steady without making too much noise, that would have been just the regular roll.
Okay. Well, it's gonna be a bit of both. Both like trying to move quietly, but also trying to move unseen.
Yeah.
And knowing the pathing to do that unseen helps. Right. What is with my rolls today? I'm fucking okay. I'm reloading D&D Beyond because this is bullshit.
Oof.
I say we let the lesbian power couple deal with this and we just bounce.
Are you telling that to Cheyenne?
I can hear you.
That's a Cassius.
Ah.
And you hear from far the wagon. I can hear you.
Don't worry, I'm getting an earful from another woman.
Yeah, you still have to talk about that, by the way.
About the whole Windria thing?
Yes, you kind of just said you can hear her and she's trapped, and you didn't really say much more on that.
Oh yeah, like hear her, see her, and for some reason she likes to pet me and grab the tail.
Okay. We can talk about this later, because right now we have our own problems.
Yeah. So what's the escape plan?
I'm gonna try that again because fucking I want to see if reloading it helped.
Okay.
Because my rolls have just absolute fucking ass. Ooh, Jesus, dang.
Yeah, that's much gooder. I will say we're gonna go off that one because the D&D might have been messing up with all the low rolls for you.
Yeah, every roll was fucking low as shit, dude.
Yeah, every single roll.
Almost.
So as you make your way out of the town, you make it to where you make as little noise as possible. You had to go inside the woods a little bit just to kind of not be seen. I will say you do along the route you also see the revenant with the on the nightmare itself, but they don't seem to be paying you attention. They can't see you, or haven't noticed you, I should say.
Right. She'll say that as quietly as she can, as she sees it. As I said, that is a fight I'd rather avoid for right now until we're stronger.
I will say, if you were to pay attention as to what it looks like he's doing, it looks like he's searching for something.
This might be a dumb question.
Okay, I might have a dumb answer.
Even though they set off my divine sense because of what they are, do they detect as evil?
I'm going to say yes. For all intents and purposes, yes.
Okay. Just want to double check, because you can be undead and a fiend, but not be evil.
I will say it looks like the undead is specifically searching for something. The whole the nightmare just seems like it's just there.
It's just a steed.
Exactly.
Mount. So we pass by that shit.
Yeah. So you make your way out of the town. You were still about a day's journey away from Enoria.
So, okay. We still have another day's length of journey, which means we have to camp again, right?
Yes, you're going to have to camp a second day. Going through this town, it didn't take you too long to get through the town, maybe 2 hours at max.
And when do we get through the town? What time of day?
I'd say you're approaching midday now.
Okay, cool. So in that case, we just pretty much keep going until it starts getting dark.
All right.
And then we'll set up camp.
As you keep going, you notice another fog. Essentially, you're running into more fog.
Okay.
Oh,
that's interesting. Okay.
So basically, it was one area of just clearness in the middle of the fog, if that made sense.
And that's the town where the Revenant and the Nightmare are.
Yes.
So whatever's up with them is keeping the fog at bay. So it almost seems like they're a separate entity than whatever the fuck the vampires are doing.
Quite possibly.
Ooh, we're gonna come back to that.
I hope you do. Especially for me as DM.
I'm hoping to go back to that town. I want to fight that thing later.
So, as you make it into the new woods,
Mhm.
you travel for several hours before kind of getting the feeling like it's getting late and night's falling and stuff like that. You come across a essentially a library of some sort, or what looks like a library.
I want to check it out with divine sense up.
Your sense says it feels familiar.
I just realized I was muted.
It's
I was
okay.
gonna say, or I was trying to say, did Gouda see it?
The library?
But
Or the Revenant?
Yeah. The library.
Yeah. I'd say everyone would be able to see the library no matter where they sit.
so it feels familiar.
Oh,
you said.
books. Look at books.
Would it be a history check to see if I remember?
I'll give you that.
Okay. I'm not trained in history, by the way. I'm just asking because that feels like history and memory kind of go in the same boat. Even if it's like personal history.
No, I get you.
Nice.
18.
So with your 18, the
And
sense
usually
that
it's
you
+1.
you don't feel like this library's been here before, but yet you feel like you felt the same presence of this library before. It has almost the same aura as the library in the town of Winria.
You mean Enoria?
Nope.
No, the place after the Yetis.
Yep.
Oh, right. So
Oh,
it's
God.
kind of weird because it's familiar, but Lyra has no memory of this place being here.
Exactly.
Okay, that's
So you said it's an energy like Windria's, right?
Not energy like Winria's. That the library feels similar to the one that was in the town of Winria.
So around that ballpark, correct?
What ballpark are you trying to hit for?
The Windria's one.
So, you remember the library in Winria that was on the mountain after you fought had the Yetis throw the
Yeah,
snowball
yeah.
and everything?
Where you caused the avalanche.
Yeah, no, I remember, but it's like similar to that one.
Yes, it feels similar. If not, almost exactly the same.
Gabriel would just look to his left and kind of like looking up, and then just ask. For everybody else, there's nothing there. For him, he's like talking to Windria. It's like, do you by chance know anything about this place?
She just
Like,
she nods her head yes.
oh, what is it about?
You're asking her what it's about?
Yeah.
She would just basically kind of whisper in your ear, "It's a library. What's there to be about it?"
she has jokes.
You
Are
know
we
what I
stopped
meant?
right now?
Say what?
I'm being good. I'm being good right now. Just tell me what this library is doing here and what's the purpose of the library, please.
So
She,
I asked if we're stopped right now.
Oh.
yeah, you'd probably stop by it. So, she just says, maybe a small blessing in disguise.
Gudith goes up to it and enters it.
I don't get it. You play too many games with me, woman.
As you enter the library, is anyone watching Goo enter the library?
Yes.
Yes, I would just go inside with her, with Cheyenne behind me, and then it's kind of like having like a one-sided conversation, but I'm over here like talking back and forth with Windria.
As Goo enters the library, the door opens before she even arrives. A familiar face exits the library, welcoming Goo in.
Is it the dragon woman?
It is.
No boy.
Like,
Greetings and fair day.
Welcome.
You know what? This works in my favor. Hello, how you doing? I bring your books back, as promised.
Ah, you finally finished reading those.
Yes, and I know how to cook now. Thank you very much.
She kind of looks at Judith and says, I didn't think she could read, or I didn't think that creature could read.
Are you fucking kidding me?
damn! I didn't say that. Holy shit.
She'd be like, she's like, sometimes it seems like he can't even read a room.
Now that I'll give you that one. That I 100% cannot.
So, anyways, she welcomes you all. She basically beckons you all inside, and she kind of says, "Hurry, quick!"
Goodness gracious.
I'm definitely heading in there. I'm going to ask her once we're all inside. How did you know where we were? How did you get, I guess, an echo of the library where it is here?
Well, you see, the library is here, there, everywhere. How do I put it? The library is essentially, think of a space within spaces.
You're telling me that the library is a liminal space. Oh my god. No, not liminal space. It's something else. I can't remember off the top of my head what the fuck was.
I guess you could essentially call it a gateway into another dimension.
I think I follow. Basically, the library is there, but it's not there. The library just travels where it's
Library of
more needed.
fucking TARDIS.
Yeah.
The difference
So-
is, like, she picks the point in time, well, not the point in time, but where it's gonna go, and, like, when it needs to show up there, essentially.
Well, thank you for the shelter once more.
She says,
We are in quite a dangerous area.
"You're quite welcome. I looked into the future to see what was going to be in your possible realities." She asks, Did you happen to come across something big and terrifying? Perhaps a revenant and a nightmare by chance?
Oh no, we didn't see anything like that.
Yes, we have.
We avoided it entirely.
Yep.
Oh, so this is that possibility then.
What do you mean by that possibility?
She says, danger looms around the corner when you hit Enoria.
I'm sorry, repeat that?
She says, danger looms around the corner when you hit Enoria.
Okay. We are aware, we know, well, we have at least an understanding that's an old enemy of others is around.
She also says, had you been spotted by the Revenant, you would not have made it to Enoria at all. You would not have made it past the night.
Yeah. I kind of figured that. Which is, again, why I would prefer not to have to fight, not have to get into that fight before we have the chance to survive it, if you.
She says, as she recalls, she actually now pulls out a little tapestry, and she uses one of her abilities to kind of show you what was happening, what was going to happen had you not found the library. It showed you all sleeping under a tree. Both werewolves, vampires, and the Revenant on all sides surrounding you in. And your corpses laying right there. Except for one.
Oh?
Oh boy, this is gonna be great.
Cheyenne's corpse is missing from the group.
Okay, not that great. Oh god.
Yeah, you thought you were going to be the one missing? No.
No, I thought it was gonna be the vampire to be missing.
Fuck. Okay.
Okay.
I think I know why that would be the case, though, because she's still, even with her divinity stripped away from her, she was still the daughter of Enoria, so.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit, I forgot to ask about all that shenanigans.
You weren't there, so you wouldn't have heard or learned about that.
Yeah, you were asleep for that.
Having her divinity, fucking hell. Why am I gonna say virginity?
What the fuck, dude? She's like 10.
Like
I have no
12.
idea,
She's
dude.
12. Still young, though.
Still.
Divinity is stolen.
Somebody
Go
slap.
figure.
Anyway.
The priest has the dirty mind.
I know, right? You know what? We need to baptize him by slapping him in the face with a tuna.
Why a tuna?
That works.
Why a tuna? They're big fish that when you slap, you can give a concussion.
I mean, Lyra can use ceremony, which means she can bless water and then turn to drown Gabriel in it.
Exactly. That's it.
Why is every single solution for Gabriel so violent? Jesus fuck.
You know,
Considering the kind of character Gabriel is, think about it.
he's not even like chaotic.
Chaotic stupid.
I was about to say he's chaotic stupid.
He's chaotic.
He's not neutral, he's not good, he's just fucking stupid.
Exactly.
Fucking stupid.
He's like, what's an alignment? Oh, that's a thing that you do for your wagon when it's out of balance.
I thought you did that for your
No,
horse.
it's the thing you do when you're caught driving your wagon drunk.
No.
You walk the alignment.
It's a thing you have
You know
to watch
what?
out when you go to prison.
Take an inspiration, Goo.
Nice.
Of course.
Hey, that shit was funny. It was so dumb. It's hilarious.
Oh man.
Anyway,
Gabriel will just ask her like, okay, what happened to my kid here?
What are you trying to figure out about the kid specifically?
Like, where did she go? Why is she not here? What the fuck?
So she would use her magic to show a little bit further into the future, as Cheyenne is bound to the phylactery around Mason Blood's neck.
No idea what phylactery is.
essentially it's like this black gem necklace thing that Mason is doing.
Yeah.
A black gem necklace, like the one I have in my inventory.
Think of it like a soul stone from Skyrim, Morrowind, that Elder Scrolls stuff.
Okay, fair enough.
Think of it as like spirits go in, spirits don't come out.
Okay, got it. And then Gabriel would just ask her, like, the hell is that? Why is she in there?
The
Lyra was actually going to answer this one because she's like, that is phylactery. That is the thing that Mason is using to power himself up to become a more powerful entity. Mason is the vampire in which that is causing all this shit to happen in this area.
I see.
She also says, if Cheyenne is taken, it will bring about eternal darkness for this entire world.
Woo, darkness! That sounds like fun. Not really.
Darkness, imprisoning me, all that I am, all that I see.
So what you're telling me is I cannot live a normal, peaceful life with a kid. You know, just be a dad, maybe attend a bar or two. You know.
Wait, you plan to take the bar?
Like make a bar, yeah. No, not that bar. A bar, BAR. Like a canteen or a slump, you know.
A tavern.
And
There you go, tavern.
She says, it depends how far you can make it. I see much greatness in your future.
And he points to his shoulder, like kind of like hi, and he says, "This is your fault."
She kind of just...
And for everybody else, nobody is there, but he's talking to Windrian at that point.
And she's just kind of like smiling.
Give me that cocky little smile.
I will say, when you're in the library, another thing
Don't tell me the love.
kind of happens where... Actually, no. I'm not going to say it happens. I'm going to roll to see if it happens.
That was fucking me. Don't tell me everybody's gonna be able to see her. Finally, I'm that schizo.
So, the only thing you guys can see is a bright yellow light. You can't see anything past it, but you see a light on Gabriel's shoulder.
Look, he's doing the thing. You know,
That-
when they have like the dark and the light talking on their shoulders, he's doing the thing.
She had
But
to
it-
do it.
But instead of a demon and angels, two angels trying to keep him under control.
Alira's kind of like tilting her head, looking at this thing, like side to side. Is like, is that what I think it is? Or who I think it is?
Wait, you can see her? You can see her?
A golden light. You can't actually see physicality, but there's a presence there.
This is the woman that has given me so much pain.
You mean the woman who gave you her blessing, you rejected her blessing, and then rejected her brother's blessing, got her blessing back, and then went through a whole cascade of bullshit because you couldn't figure out what you wanted to do?
Pain.
And still can't figure out what you're doing?
I still cannot figure out what I'm doing
Because
half of the time.
technically now you're essentially a priest for all three for all three gods.
Well, for all three gods, while also having a god inside me that literally treats me like a damn companion, dog, or whatever, personal chef, or something like that.
Oh,
I'm assuming that she can taste whatever I taste. So, for example, if I eat a sandwich, she can taste the sandwich.
no. She does not taste the sandwich.
Yeah. Damn, that'd be cool as fuck, though.
Remember, what you have is essentially just an echo. Her actual self is trapped somewhere, so she can't.
Yeah, technically, like her mind is like with me, but she's not with me. If you know what I'm
No,
saying.
I mean, like, she still has her mind. It's just like what you have is essentially with you as a fragment of her. That's what that is.
Basically, a part of hers inside me.
Basically.
Well, some people have say they have their god inside of them, so
And I got a freeloader of a god inside my body.
Have you ever asked, directly what the fuck she wants you to do?
Every single time I ask, she gives me riddles and tells me not to do certain things, and to cut away from a little bit from the hot sauce. Also, it's kind of creepy because when I go to sleep, she's just like standing next to me, like petting my head, and she's just smiling. It's like I don't know how to explain it.
Probably going to do that until you do what she needs you to do. You do that, psychopath.
She won't tell me. She just speaks in fucking riddles or has her word.
Okay. You do realize that you have like an entire group here that can help you decipher the riddles, right?
I don't like any of you. Let's go with that.
Okay. But nonetheless, if we can offer you a solution to your problem,
I'll think about it. Anyways,
not alchemy, Gabriel. Oh.
what are you stealthing for, Judith?
Randomly rolled, but mostly it was just a placeholder for me saying that Gudith has gotten bored and has gone to go look at books.
Okay, so yeah, you go look at
Any-
books.
anyways, he just looks at the librarian and says, "Can I leave my child here?" Well, we go to the palace. Is that a palace we're going for? Looking at Elira.
No, we're going to a town.
We're going to a
It's
town.
not, it's not an extravagant thing where her mom is. Elira will actually say this is that Enoria is actually a rather humble town. It's not extravagant in any particular way. It's a community that works hard and works together, no matter what you are, be it demi-human, human, or whatever. If you do your part, you are a part of the town.
I thought your family had a lot of money after living for so long.
Yes and no.
Let's be honest here. That's typically like how vampires work. I mean, if you're broke by the age of 100 and you're a vampire, you're probably a very bad vampire.
We do have wealth, but not. We don't abuse it or squander it or show it off, I should say. My mother and father have tried their best to live a humble life, and that's why I come from where I come from. My mother. I don't know if she's exactly young for a vampire. She's about 900 years old or something like that.
The librarian would also answer
Holy shit.
Gabriel's question, saying, "You were suggesting future 612." She said, and then she says, "Impossible. The safest place with her is with you, or for her is with you."
What do you mean impossible?
She tells you to look back at the tapestry.
Okay, I'll look back at his tapestry.
It shows the library being sieged by Seligic and his men, and Cheyenne being basically forced to make another sword. This time out of the heart of the real heart of her mother.
Damn, talk about a heartbreaker. Oh my goodness. So what's gonna happen to you then? As he talks to the librarian.
She says, "What always happens to the librarian?
She gets paid?
Knowledge never leaves. It never dies." I am not a part of a war, but you can stop it.
Here we go again. Woman, do you live or do you die? That's what I'm asking.
She just says, "I am but a watcher, a note taker of sorts."
But the library is gonna get sieged, right?
Yes.
So everything in here is gonna be either destroyed or killed, including yourself.
She says, "I'd rather not talk about what happens to me in that future."
Then just come with us.
She says, "I cannot intervene. I am but a watcher."
Again, you're not gonna be intervening, you're just gonna be observing while we make sure you stay alive until we finish this side of our quest.
She basically just explains that if she stays in the library and Cheyenne does not, she is safe. Both parties are safe at that point. But if she leaves the library, she can die. Like, she'll be removed from existence. If Cheyenne joins the library, Cheyenne will be killed again.
Oh my god, why are Winria's followers so damn confusing? Fine. Then, do you have a kitchen available?
She just kind of like points over to like a small stairwell, says, "Take the stairwell to the next floor, first room on the right."
And do you mind if we rest for tonight? Just here, just for the night.
She says, "That is the only reason why I have brought the library here."
He would just say a simple thank you, and then say, "Come on, Cheyenne, we're gonna cook something real quick, or we're gonna cook a feast, whatever they have over here." As he just goes down the stairs.
Well, I was gonna look at the librarian as soon as like Gabriel exits. It's like, sorry about him.
She kind of just says, He's a few sugar plums short of a fruit pie, isn't he?
I was trying to be helpful and nice, okay? Fuck both of you.
We're already out of your shot, dude.
No, I know.
You just see him from you just hear him from the other room, just kind of sneezing as we talk about him.
Yep, yeah,
It's
exactly.
it's like psychic damage.
Emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
Lyra pinching the bridge of her nose to say that's an understatement. They're trying to work with him. Problem is that he doesn't want to work with anyone.
She kind of
That
says,
is frustrating.
she says, "Don't worry, he should come around one day."
Never.
But she also says, "Keep Cheyenne close. She is the end of the war. She is the bridge."
And I'm assuming that's.
Say what?
I was gonna say, and I'm assuming that's in more ways than one.
Yes. She says,
Alright.
"She is the bridge. She is the key."
Was
Oh,
it
you've
I'm
gotta be
definitely
fucking
not the keymaster.
You've got to be fucking kidding me.
What?
Okay, no, you said bridge, and my brain was like, okay, no, I didn't see where that's going. Okay.
My child has become I don't even know what they are.
No, because
What?
he's. Yeah. Yeah. So the bridge in my head has multiple contexts. One of them I can't get into them because it might like tap into what code has planned, so I'm not gonna say shit. But
Do it.
no, I'm not doing it. I'm not having to fucking scramble because I accidentally like cracked down on what he's planning.
Do it.
Anyway,
She then says, "Also, Azoth's not missing." Or sorry, not Azoth. Venrath. Venrath is not missing. He's just quiet.
I kind of
I know. He talked to me in visions.
Yes. I'm pretty sure he's planning something. The
And
skills are
warning people. Sorry.
Judith, I love you, but you're going to frustrate the shit out of me tonight. Anyway,
As long as you don't.
swear to God, I will use those kinkiness on other people's I am good at. I swear to God.
She then says, "There's also something you should know about Winria."
So I remember that she's trapped somewhere, and Gabriel won't tell us where, because he can't figure out that 2 + 2 is 4.
It is fish. Fish fillet.
She says,
Take 1d4 fish damage.
"Roll for fish." I'm just kidding. But basically,
You
she
know
says,
what? I'm going for fish.
she will say, "So, Winria is not dead, and the holding she is in is both ethereal and inethereal, if that makes sense."
Ethereal and physical.
Exactly.
we know she's not dead, but we didn't know about what she's trapped in. We also don't know where the bloody hell she is.
She says, your friend will glow brighter the closer you are to her.
Oh,
It just reminds me about the lamp that when you pull back it glows, and when you pull forward it doesn't glow anymore.
She says, you must have seen some aura radiating from him.
The only aura he's radiating is fought.
would Elira have noticed an aura around him?
I feel like you all would have seen the aura, you just never heard her or
Interesting.
like seen her. I think you might have like seen her physically for a short brief moment from when Gabriel ate the tear.
There was that, but I don't remember there being anything of her popping up since then.
But I will say the aura was very quiet, very minuscule.
Okay, but Elira would still be able to sense it with the divine sense, right?
Now she will.
Okay.
Because now you're starting to get the feeling that you're closer to where Winria is now than where you were before.
We're getting closer to her by going towards Enoria. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. That's. I don't know how to feel about that. The closer we get to my home, also the brighter she gets.
I am a walking flashlight.
She will also tell you. And you have a secret companion with you.
I beg your pardon?
One of your friends. They, something came in with them.
What came in with them?
Rappy.
More specifically, from your slime compatriot.
Hey yo.
Judith leans in curiously. What?
Elira slowly turns her head to Judith.
She's pregnant.
God damn it.
For one fucking night.
But yeah, so basically, Judith is peering out from behind a bookshelf, going, "What?
Was there
You're a man?
something that went into into her shadow, perchance?"
Wait,
That
didn't
one
it go
night
into Gabriel's shadow?
That went into my shadow.
Oh yeah, that was your shadow. Never mind.
Yeah, no, yeah.
You know what? I got sidetracked because Goo was the original target. That's why.
It deviated to Gabriel.
So, redact what I just said. Change it with Gabriel.
Okay.
So she's not pregnant.
No.
God damn it.
Not yet.
Got it. Yeah. Got it.
Gods
So,
above and below, save me.
so the librarian kind of says, it came in with Gabriel, with his shadow.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Don't worry.
And we get
There's time before it happens.
And we get rid of it? Can we get out of his fucking shadow?
She says, I do not quite understand how this creature works. it is not a natural thing that I have seen created, if that makes sense.
Artificial shadow.
She says basically it's got no soul, but it the only things that she can pick up from it is that it took a soul to make it.
It took a soul to make it, but doesn't have a soul of itself. Okay. Okay.
I don't know if Judith can give this insight or not, but she would probably lean out and say, he always takes souls and reuses them for his own means.
You can say that if you want. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know how the
Wait, does
library.
Goon know
It's,
that?
what did you say, Ronan?
Does Goon know that he does that? Has Gabriel divulged that he eats souls to anyone?
I'm not referring to Gabriel. I am referring to Soligic taking people and basically unaliving them and using their souls for power.
Okay.
That's the out of character explanation of it.
I mean, I can kind of do the same thing, but it's like a 50-50 chance, something good, something bad.
She would ask. The librarian would ask you, "How did you come across this information?"
The ritual to become a god.
Paul's got one.
Fair.
Hmm.
A foul, worm-crowned god.
Interesting. She would ask you for all the information that you have on that ritual for her knowledge and the knowledge of library.
It's not one that Gudith really wants to spill the beans on. Tell me, how does your knowledge get used?
Well, I am a neutral force, right? Whoever comes into the library can attain knowledge. However, if they want knowledge for evil, they don't leave the library. They become part of the collection.
In private, I will tell you what I was able to read.
She would begin to dismiss herself from the rest of the group and bring you with her to a singular room. One with, I'm gonna say it's like a very nice room too. Like the chairs in this room have like a cushion on them, like a padding on both back and seat.
Very comfortable. And so Judith would go ahead and explain about the book that had the dagger in it and how the dagger tried to initiate the summoning of a demon, and how it spoke about I forget exactly what that ritual did. And she shares the information about that. And then she also pulls out the book from one of the clerics that was written by Soligic. that talks about the killing of 1,000 in order to take power, and how he needed the Kuatoa in order to ascend.
She begins to write it down meticulously, like word for word what you're saying. Almost like enveloped in what you're saying. When she's done writing, she says, "Thank you for this knowledge. Hopefully, the information in these books never have to be used."
I hope you're right.
And
It is not a book I wish to have read.
she puts it on a shelf and says, these tomes that I have now finished from what you have recollected, they will not leave this room unless needed.
Thank you.
By the way, wasn't there something that you were looking for in the library, like before?
Why did you click that? Never mind. The book that she tried to glean knowledge from was about the making of the swords from the Dragon War, the celestial weapons, and the likes of the dagger that she or not dagger, the sword that she tried to hide in the bay.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted to know how they were made, how they're destroyed, and what happens to the
Entity
because
inside
at least
of them.
some of them, yeah, at least some of them have an entity inside of them. It's like what happens to them.
So she would say that from you giving her knowledge, she will give you knowledge into those. And she says that essentially you already know how they were made. You know how to destroy them by throwing them into the fires of Helio.
Mm-hmm.
She says there is another way to destroy a weapon of that caliber. With an opposite. So, like, a celestial weapon can be destroyed by a corrupted weapon, or a fiendish weapon is what she calls them.
Interesting.
And a celestial weapon can also destroy a fiendish weapon. It's not based off of what the weapon is. Like, it's more based off of what the celestial or demonic entity was that was placed inside of it. How strong it is compared to the one fighting it.
That's interesting. Okay.
She also says that another way for a celestial weapon to be destroyed is to pierce the host with their own weapon.
When you say host, do you mean the person who wields it?
Yes.
Would that be a fatal one?
She says, that when she'd say like when you seize this opportunity to pierce them with the weapon, it's if it's going to kill them, like if they're at a certain point and it does enough damage to them, it
Hmm.
will kill both its owner and itself.
Interesting. All right.
She says, "Is there anything else you wish to share?"
Um, are you familiar with blood coins?
That kind of. She kind of has like a grim expression on her face and says, "That kind of magic is was outcast for many, many years. Outlawed."
I came across a book. I didn't even bother trying to read it. It had been blotted out by whoever possessed it. They were tricked into using it in this cave that we passed through on the way to Divinia.
Do you happen to know the name of the person who wrote your book?
She digs out the book. It is in here somewhere.
She also pulls out a similar looking journal off the shelf.
Gwen Winrider.
Gwen Winrider. Man, tongue twister.
Yeah.
Um, she says, "Huh, a similar author," and pulls her copy off the shelf as well. "Tell me, does the writing look like this?" And she pulls out it. She opens it up to what looked like very similar scribblings in the book.
Do they?
They would. They look very similar.
So basically, she's putting the book down side by side with, or holding it side by side to the other one.
She says, "Let me just remove the little enchantment that you put on here for a quick second." And your prestidigitation on the pages just kind of makes all the ink and everything come back. You would notice the notes into both books are exactly the same.
That is interesting.
And also the pages are exactly the same as well.
Most curious. Who is this Gwen?
Gwen Windrider came to me many years ago asking about a stone that enhances magic. Most people don't know who she is, except the select few. Gwen Wenrider is Saligic's mother.
Huh?
That is the mother of Saligic. Wife of Callum Zahir.
Oh. Oh. Now it makes sense. Okay. Douchebaggery runs the family.
You guys called? I'm sorry. I helped.
No, that's perfect. That was perfect.
I saved the inspiration right there.
That kind of was worth it. Yes, it was. And it was funny.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. This was good business, right?
You know, there's a joke also I can make about Lyra. I think I'll do it after or later.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Oh man. Well, food's ready. That's pretty much it. Get your asses down here if you want to eat or not.
Okay, lore drops. Holy shit. Is are the librarian and Goo still going? Are still talking?
I'd say they'd probably be finishing up around this point.
Okay. I wanted to say while they were doing that, Lyra wants to ascertain, like, I don't know if this would be a religion check or not, but like try to ascertain, to her knowledge, what would probably be the best person to deal with shadow entities and shadow magic, I guess you could say, to essentially get rid of what's inside Gabriel's shadow.
All right. Yeah, go ahead and roll religion.
$19.
All right. So
Nice.
with a 19, you would know there's only two people who are able to remove the shadow that you can think of. One of them is you would know is not at that point of being able to do it yet, though.
Oh.
The other is Winria.
Oh.
So what was the first option though?
Cheyenne.
Okay. So it takes
Fascinating. Okay.
divine light to be able to remove the shadow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking it took the Man of Darkness to do that, the guy who could make things like Rappy.
Keep it in the family.
The Man of Darkness is the one who puts the shadow into you, not the other way around.
Well, he would also have dominion over him, theoretically. I'm not saying he would take it out if he so just hold on. I'm just trying to say that he's the one who can make them, and he technically holds a godly dominion over him. So my assumption was that he could,
Okay.
but I don't think that he would.
Right. I guess I can see where your thinking is with that. I can see where you're coming from with that one.
Yeah.
Also, after kind of like figuring that one out, it was just like, okay, so we can't do jack shit about that at the moment because Gabriel doesn't know how the fuck to interpret what she says, and Cheyenne is not nearly as powerful enough to do it anytime soon. So yeah, that's gonna be a bit of a problem. So in the meantime, She's gonna
I
look
prefer
at
basic.
you.
Can we juice her with some god steroids? Don't listen to me. That was a bad idea.
No, you
Anyway, Lyra's gonna look up books on interspecies relations for obvious reasons.
What?
Just seeing something here.
you probably would find one. It's
Nice.
mostly smut though.
Of course it is.
Mostly between.
On the cover, there's Garrus, the Carrion.
I was gonna say, like, on the cover, most of them are like mainly about dwarves and elf relations, to be exact.
Hmm. Okay. Not looking so much for smut, but like to well.
No,
But
Dang it.
yeah, but more specifically, like what are like how that would work between two different species, especially if one's a like one is an elf that is like pure-blooded elf, but is also a half-breed, and the other one's a is Goo technically a demi-human?
Goo is technically a. She's a demi-human. I don't think she'd be like half-breed though. She's just like a pure arisen slime. So like she's a slime that has human characteristics.
So essentially, like trying to find information along those lines and see how that fucking works.
It's probably better to think of her as a biological computer that's capable of downloading and storing memories of mortals.
Right. That works fine for Ronan, not for Lyra.
Because she's never dealt with it. She never dealt with that.
Yeah, computers don't exist in this world right now at this point in time. So
she's like a living magic tome, except instead of spells, it contains memories stored in image and sound.
Right. But that doesn't give to the reproduction ability.
Sure, it does. You reproduce by writing a book.
That's not how that. No.
So,
Right?
I will say yes, you will find something about weird interspecies relationships.
Cassius said, "This is your chance, Cassius. Come downstairs. Come have a good meal instead of listening of the lesbians. Planning for baby. That's what I'm gonna say."
Oh
You know,
my god.
you know, Lyra builds armor. Very well, very capably. They don't call her Lyra the armor builder. She smiths weapons that are fine and sharp and skillful to use, and they don't call her Lyra the weapon crafter. She is a hero and she's a folk hero and helps defend people. Do they call her Lyra the protector? No, she fucks one slime.
Elira the slime fucker. I almost called her Elira the slum fucker.
She has nice, powerful hands to play with the Play-Doh, if you know what I mean.
You know what?
Okay. Can we?
Yeah,
What?
yeah. Back on track.
Yeah, back on track. Let's go. Let's back on track.
But yeah, you'd find a book.
Okay, awesome.
It's untitled,
I
but
didn't want
it's a
to go
book.
into a whole thing about that. I just was like, okay, she's curious of how it might work, so she's just looking into it. That's more or less what I was trying to do.
And I'll
So
tell you how the book works,
the only-
or how the book describes it after stream.
Yes.
Good. The only thing I would add to that is that present, Judith has never met another arisen slime.
Yes. I can't wait to get into the goo arc. That's gonna be fun.
Also, I'm sorry if there's like so much going on. The whole like, you know, going on to you, Rain. I apologize for that. I didn't mean for that to be the whole session. I meant to be like to have it be a funny little thing, and it just kind of exploded from there.
It is what it is. I don't know if you had anything else to do, because I was just going to add that Judith would return the borrowed book that she was trying to study.
Oh, yeah, she would.
And,
she'd take the book back.
Yeah, and she might even ask about if there was any lore books that she could borrow on the context of slaying whatever vampires they may come across.
So you want a book on vampire species? Got it. Well, massacres. She actually hands you a book and says, "I knew you were going to ask for this." And it's called.
Thoughtful.
The book is actually called "The Great Vampire Hunts."
Great vampire. Awesome.
She would also say, "I'm pretty sure you're also going to be interested in this," and hands you a book of different sea life and stuff like that as well.
Oh. This is cool.
Well, it's not just sea life. It's like creatures that are
Wildlife?
kind of rare to see, basically, but most of them are going to be like sea creatures.
Ooh.
For your curiosity.
Thank you so much. How thoughtful.
Water creatures?
It's like 90% of the book is water creatures and 10% is like just like land creatures and air creatures that are like hard to find and see. Just very rare. Because I remember Goo asked about something like that a long time ago.
She did.
Mm-hmm.
And you said the one was called the Great Vampire Wars?
Yeah. Well, the Great Vampire Hunts.
Oh, the Hunts, that's it.
Think of like the witch hunts, but instead of witch hunts, it's vampire hunts.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I will say, freaking, unlike most late Mondays, or the last couple Mondays, stream only dropped once. It's not great that it dropped, but it's great that it only dropped once. So maybe they're fixing something?
Yeah.
Maybe?
I still have a feeling that it has to be the server that is being hit in your area. It's like it's just overloaded or something.
It's quite possible. I mean, if worse comes to worse, I can try to shift my VPN over to a different server. Next time you get me, I'm just streaming from, like, Germany.
That'll be the day.
I mean,
So,
I can. So what's up?
so we're eating now, and then we're gonna have the night pass.
Yeah. You're basically gonna eat your meal and then long rest, essentially. You let the night fall.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, you eat the food. Night falls. Uh, you all take your long rest, and
Before we go to sleep, I would like to do something if that's okay.
okay.
I would like to grab a plate and take it to the librarian.
I mean, she probably would have eaten with you.
Oh, okay. Then, since we're in the topic of shadows, I would like to ask her if there's a way I can recover Rappy.
Uh, she will say, "Well, in order to recover something, it had to have existed in the first place."
I know it existed because I had it, I fed it, and I took care of it.
She says that Rappy was essentially an illusion.
Yet an illusion that had purpose and that was helping me. If there's no way, then that's fine. You can just tell me no, and that's it.
No,
But I miss Rappy.
she's saying basically like Rappy was an illusion that was put in your head.
Yeah, the illusion everybody could see though.
I mean, you never brought it out though.
Yeah,
I was gonna
kept
say, I
Rappy
don't
hidden.
remember ever actually seeing it.
Yeah,
No one else saw Rappy but Gabriel.
fucking make me more scared, so might as well. Jesus.
But she says, however, if you want to find one of those shadow creatures, they are riddled on the human side of the Great Divide.
Really, I gotta deal with humans. Alright. You have a book about the shadow creatures and how to control the shadows and all that stuff?
She'll say, most shadow creatures don't really like to obey commands, but and then she hands you a book called How to Train Your Lesser Shadow.
How to train your dragon. Jesus Christ. Okay. Lesser shadow. I will ask, what does it mean by lesser shadow?
Well, shadows are big creatures that are basically undead.
Okay.
They're not very tameable. They're not very friendly. But there are lesser versions that come in different shapes and forms where they're not undead like creatures, but rather undead animals, if that makes sense. And so they're easier to tame.
I think I follow. Yeah. Okay. So let's say, how can we make one of these creatures?
Well, you would have to have some proficiency in magic.
Let's go with basics.
More specifically, dark magic.
Maybe. Possibly. Is my soul eating ability considered dark magic?
That's just an ability.
I'll look into that. And then what else?
Basically, you would need to be able to summon a familiar, if that makes sense. It's essentially like summoning a familiar for a warlock, right? You have to be able to summon them, and then they can do things. They work for you.
What if we put the familiar into an object? Is that a possibility?
Familiars can only be animals.
Yeah. I understand they can only be animals, but they can be put into an object. You know, like some sort of like device, catching device. You know what I'm saying?
No, this is not
Or
Pokemon.
all I'm saying is like put wrap into a ring or a necklace. That's it.
She says, no, you would need to find a pet like that and bond with it.
Okay. Okay. I'll figure out the rest. Thank you for the book, by the way, and I hope the meal was for your liking.
She says, you're quite welcome.
And he'll just walk back to his rooms, right? We got rooms.
Yeah, there's many rooms in this library.
Yeah, so he'll just go back to his room so he can study the book in peace.
All right. What's everyone else doing?
Probably finding a room and going straight to sleep.
Same.
All right. So the night goes off without a hitch, and morning hits, and you are awoken by the librarian.
Is it time to go?
She just says, before you go, you might want to partake in a meal.
Oh, for a second I thought I wasn't wearing any clothes.
But you're not wearing any clothes.
Oh. Oh, well, free show.
Nope.
So, she's as she's waking you all up, she says, "I have prepared you all a wonderful meal before you set off for Enoria.
There you go.
Um, she says, be sure to take your time with this meal. It's quite important. Don't try to rush it like you would a ration.
Judith kind of eyes the food and kind of thinks to herself, I don't really have a mouth. I don't eat the way you guys eat. But she's not saying that. She's just kind of like, and then just sticks a plate inside of her.
So, as you all consume this meal, essentially, you are filled with light, and you feel like you are empowered.
Did we just get heroes feasted?
You just got Heroes Feasted, yes.
Let's fucking go.
What does that do?
So, heroes feast. Hang on. Let me actually look up heroes feast real quick, because I know.
So basically, you gain these benefits. You're cured of any diseases and poison. You're immune to poison, being frightened, and make wisdom saving throws with advantage. Its hit point maximum is also your hit point maximums are increased by 2d10, and you gain the same number of hit points.
2d10.
I will go ahead and roll the 2d10, and it'll be the same for. Actually, no. All of you roll 2d10.
Oh, individually, okay.
11.
So you gain 11 temporary hit points.
Yes.
Sweet.
Goo gets 8, and then Elira will get 12.
And
Cassius
it's the
gets 6.
maximum, it's not 10. I guess we'll put that as 10.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need that advantage on wisdom saving throws.
Yeah, that's why it's here. You got hero ceased.
Oh boy, okay.
Jesus Christ. I have 96 total hit points right now.
I got 73.
Ooh, I didn't mean to do that.
And with that, that is where we're going to end session for tonight.
No! God damn it, okay.
We didn't get to Enoria.
It's okay. I had it planned out.
I was wondering if we would get there.
I had it planned out. Whether or not you made it tonight, honestly, it's not a problem whether you made it or not. We got close enough. And I still have more
At
sessions
least
to
we're
work with.
on the way there.
Exactly. You're not in Divinia. Also,
Do we want to raid tonight, or
yeah, I was
Do
thinking
we
about
level up?
we can raid into Vi.
Or do you want
Yeah, it
to
was
start
just- who do you got in mind?
There's a few people that are alive right now, but there are a few friends who are on right now. Let me see. Sorry, this is taking a bit.
It's alright.
No, you're good.
You know, the library thing is like straight up Rain Quest VTuber lore. Void Archive. It's almost the same thing.
The question is, would Elira and Gudith have shared a room in the library or no?
No.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Damn.
We need the books to stay on the shelves.
God damn.
I was just asking the question.
No, I know.
They don't need to be, you know,
Keep it in your pants, holder.
Wait,
could
y'all.
just cuddle. Could just wholesomely cuddle. Just saying. Jesus. Okay. I do have a friend, Mizuki, who's live.
Okay.
Or Lady Mizuki 8.
How do you spell that? M-U-Z?
Mizuki.
And they're playing World of Warcraft.
Yep.
All right, we'll raid into them.
Wow.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
Alright. Thanks everyone for coming to hang out. It was a lot of fun.
Yee.
I hope to see you on Monday.
Yep. Come join us Monday. It's worth it. I promise.
Have a good one,
Is it
everyone.
Monday yet?